One of the most useful features of Next.js is that you can generate static pages at compile time, and all the data that needs to be fetched for these pages will be fetched when we build the project, not when the user opens the page. This is great for SEO and loading speed, but there is one problem that comes up pretty often. When we build a project, Next.js renders these pages in parallel, but what if we make a request to an API that has rate limiting applied? For example, here I fetch data from the Amazon API, and for some ridiculous reason you can only make one request per second to the Amazon API. So by default, if I try to render these pages when we build a project, we will get an error because Next.js makes multiple API calls to Amazon in parallel. So even if I add an arbitrary delay of 1 second in here, this will not work because these pages are rendered in multiple processes in parallel. But there's actually a hidden flag in Next.js that we can use to disable this parallel processing. For this we go into the next.config file and add this part here, the experimental block, where we set workerThreads to false and CPUs to 1. This will cause Next.js to render our static pages one after another, so we avoid the rate limiting. This of course also means that the build process will take longer, but sometimes this is just necessary.